Behind the headlines and political intrigue, a chilling pattern emerges from Putin's relentless pursuit of power through the elimination of billionaires. From Pavel Antonov to Prigozhin, the list of oligarchs who met untimely ends under Putin's rule is staggering. But what drives this ruthless agenda? In this video, we will delve into the shadowy world of Russian politics, wealth, and geopolitics as we uncover the complex web of motivations, from consolidating power to economic control, that fuels Putin's vendetta against billionaires. This is a story of ambition, wealth, and survival in one of the world's most powerful and enigmatic nations. Putin can't stop killing billionaires, and this is why. 2023 is undoubtedly a trying time for oligarchs who harbor reservations about Putin's Ukraine conflict. These are undoubtedly trying times. In the annals of contemporary politics, the name Vladimir Putin stands out as a figure both enigmatic and formidable. As the president of Russia, he has held the reins of power for over 2 decades, and during his tenure, a chilling pattern has emerged: the systematic targeting and elimination of billionaires. Let's look at the list of oligarchs who have met their ends under Putin's rule. Pavel Antonov, a Russian oligarch, embarked on a trip to India alongside his business associates to negotiate multi-billion-dollar deals. Little did he anticipate that his business partner, Vladimir Baidanov, would tragically succumb to heart problems during the trip. Even more shocking, just days later, Antonov himself met a tragic fate, plummeting from his hotel window, resulting in his untimely demise. At first glance, nothing appeared amiss. People pass away daily due to various causes. Yet what raised eyebrows was that Baidanov had no known history of heart problems, and then Antonov's fatal plunge from a hotel window, a scenario rarely associated with billionaires. The plot thickens further. Dan Rappaport, a vocal critic of Putin, was discovered on the street after what seemed like a fall from his high-rise apartment building on August 22nd. Mere weeks before this incident, Ravel Maganov, the chairman of one of Russia's largest oil companies, had been hospitalized for heart problems and depression, only to meet a tragic end while hiking, falling from a cliff. This series of events raises more questions than answers. When you examine the common thread among these individuals, a pattern emerges. They are all connected to the Kremlin in one way or another. They either belong to the circle of oligarchs who have amassed significant wealth through close ties to Putin, or they have openly criticized the Russian leader. The idea that these billionaires would choose to end their lives by jumping from a window seems highly implausible. They have invested years, if not decades, in building their empires and accumulating wealth. It's counterintuitive to think that they would willingly throw it all away in such a manner. The circumstances surrounding these incidents certainly raise suspicions and warrant further investigation. Before we dive deeper, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel for more incredible, life-changing content. Now, let's move on. Do billionaires not strive to prolong their lives to continue basking in their wealth? It is indeed common for billionaires to seek ways to extend their lives and continue enjoying their wealth. The circumstances surrounding these incidents, including the possibility that they didn't fall but were pushed or otherwise met with foul play, do raise significant questions. Let's look at these cases closely to uncover the truth, as there may be more to these events than meets the eye. In Russia, the intertwining of politics and business has historically played a significant role in wealth accumulation and maintaining power. Many Russian billionaires have strong ties to the political establishment. Conversely, in the United States, the entrepreneurial spirit and a market-driven economy have led to the rise of billionaires through businesses that dominate various industries. Figures like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Warren Buffett have become symbols of American capitalism, where innovation, competition, and market success drive wealth creation. In Russia, the route to wealth is intricately tied to politics, where power begets money. Ascending to the apex of the political hierarchy serves as a launching pad for building a formidable business empire. Leveraging the authority acquired in the political sphere, one can systematically eliminate competition and channel lucrative government contracts toward their enterprises. Also, the shield of immunity from corruption investigations, stemming from their political position, acts as an insurmountable deterrent to those who might dare to challenge their authority, as the consequences can be dire. These distinctions highlight how the socio-political and economic systems of a country can significantly shape the pathways to becoming a billionaire and staying at the top. Consider the case of the Magomedev brothers, who accumulated their wealth through close ties to Putin, only to find themselves imprisoned for 19 years and their assets confiscated as a result of contentious contract dealings with another company that turned informant. Also, Ravel Maganov, The influential chairman of Russia's national oil giant Lukoil was deeply entrenched in Putin's sphere of influence, prospering through this connection. However, his fortunes took a dark turn when he publicly voiced his opposition to Putin's invasion of Ukraine in March of 2022. Such dissent would not go unnoticed by Putin, and tragically, a few months later, Maganov met an untimely demise. Alexander Chelakov, an executive of Gazprom, Russia's largest oil and gas company responsible for the Nord Stream 2 project supplying gas to Europe, was discovered lifeless in his Petersburg residence a day after the invasion. 3 weeks later, another Gazprom executive, Leonid Shulman, tragically took his own life. What transpired in these cases? While they may not have openly opposed Putin, their perceived lack of loyalty posed risks. Unfaithful individuals could potentially share valuable information with adversaries. Sergei Protonsia, a Russian oligarch who once controlled Novatek, Russia's leading gas producer, met a grim end when he turned against Putin. He was found hanging from a handrail while his wife and daughter were discovered deceased in their Spanish villa with axes nearby. Russian official reports stated suicide, but skepticism remains. Even Vladislav Ilyev, the former president of Gazprom, was discovered lifeless in his Moscow apartment, a gun in his hand, alongside the bodies of his wife and daughter. The unsettling pattern extends to Yuri Voronov, another Gazprom executive, who was found deceased with a pistol in hand. Shockingly, in the year 2022 alone, a total of 27 Russian oligarchs with direct ties to Putin met untimely deaths. To understand Putin's crusade against billionaires, it's essential to revisit the turbulent period of post-Soviet Russia in the 1990s. The fall of the Soviet Union led to the rise of a class of oligarchs who seized control of vast swaths of the Russian economy, acquiring immense wealth and political influence. This era saw the rapid privatization of state assets, often through dubious means, leading to extreme economic inequality and social unrest. Vladimir Putin emerged as a key player during this tumultuous period. In 1999, he assumed the role of prime minister, later becoming president in 2000. His tenure marked a significant shift in Russia's political landscape, and now Putin aimed to restore order and assert control over the sprawling power structure created by the oligarchs. These occurrences could be mere coincidences, potentially natural deaths, and we cannot definitively confirm otherwise. However, what we can assert with certainty is that individuals within the Russian business community are exercising extreme caution in their statements regarding the war and Putin. They were already cautious before the conflict, but in light of recent events, it's safe to assume they are now exercising even greater vigilance in their words and actions. The Western world has certainly not made it any easier for Russian oligarchs to distance themselves from Vladimir Putin. In fact, it has become increasingly perilous both within Russia and abroad for these individuals to openly oppose or criticize Putin. The recent sequence of events strongly suggests that Putin is sending a clear and ominous message, one that experts with backgrounds in intelligence and security services in the US and elsewhere would assert cannot be mere coincidences. Such orchestrated incidents are typically meticulously planned and executed. Absolute unity within the ranks is of paramount importance to Putin. Presenting a united front is a key strategy for his leadership. The mere presence of suspicion, even without concrete evidence linking the Kremlin to these deaths or determining whether they were suicides or murder-suicides, can effectively silence dissent and deter criticism of the Kremlin. Putin has made his stance clear, openly expressing the belief that traitors deserve severe consequences, including death. This rhetoric further reinforces the chilling effect on any potential opposition or outspokenness within Russia's business and political circles. It wouldn't hurt if you like and subscribe to our channel for more educational content. Let's continue. The rise and fall of figures like Prigozhin reflect enduring themes in Russian history that are still relevant today. It shows the presence of personal power and autocracy, which has been a consistent feature in Russia's long history. While it's important to note that democracy is not impossible for Russia, the historical tendency has leaned heavily towards autocracy. Putin, in particular, has crafted a modern form of autocracy that revolves around his authority, his ability to manage internal power dynamics, and his promise of glory and stability to the Russian people. His decision to engage in conflict, leading to significant loss of life and geopolitical consequences, has strained his rule and exposed a decaying state marked by coercion, internal disputes, incompetence, dishonesty, and corruption. This situation raises concerns not only about the stability of Putin's leadership, but also about the potential disintegration of Russia itself. The complex interplay of these factors underscores the challenges Russia faces in maintaining a strong, coherent, and efficient state apparatus. The onset of the Ukraine war has triggered a seismic shift in the shadowy world of rivalries and clans in Russia, transforming it into a chaotic arena of ferocious battles for money and power. This tumultuous period has seen a surge in unpredictable and widespread violence, with individuals from various sectors falling victim to these gruesome acts. Bankers, oil executives, bureaucrats, and even, in some horrifying cases, their associates have met grim fates, plunged from windows, drowned in pools, or poisoned. For many businessmen who dared to voice skepticism about Putin's war, the consequences have been dire. Their rivals, some of whom may have strong ties to the FSB, Federal Security Service, have forcibly seized their companies, sometimes going as far as liquidating them. Putin, with a sense of pride and determination, declared in 2018 that the betrayal of the secret services was an unforgivable offense. He and his Chekist inner circle have adopted a page from the Stalinist playbook, insisting that any traitor must be relentlessly pursued and eliminated. The secret police have long adhered to this rule, even perpetuating rumors such as the chilling account of GRU Colonel Oleg Penkovsky's execution, suggesting he was incinerated alive at a clandestine police crematorium, attended only by select officers. The authenticity of such tales remains a haunting question. The intricate web of Russian oligarchs and their relationships with the Kremlin is a subject shrouded in complexity and intrigue. As we've delved into the rise and fall of these powerful figures, the dynamics of personal power, autocracy, and the consequences of challenging the status quo have come to light. The recent geopolitical developments, including the Ukraine war, have added another layer of uncertainty and risk in this high-stakes arena. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more in-depth discussions on pressing global issues.